Hello and welcome back. My name is Jackpixel and today we're going to be revisiting my first video about light sensors. They were introduced in 1.5 and, well, the snapshot before technically, and I made a video on various things you can do with light sensors. So I was thinking about that video lately and I was like, well, that wasn't amazing. I mean, they could have been so much more compact. So I thought I'd play around and see what I could do, and I think I've managed to successfully recreate every single thing I made and make it much smaller. So I'll let you be the judge of that, but it looks pretty clear to me. It takes up less block space and is more efficient at the same time. So think of it as a version 2 update, sort of compact version. I don't really know what I'm going to call it, but let's just say that. So I decided for this video to revisit the first thing that I made in my last video, but the last thing I showed in my last video, which I'm going to show first this time, and that is the light sensor clock. Now, my last light sensor clock used pistons with redstone blocks. Now, this just uses redstone repeaters and one light sensor with 10 redstone lamps, and looks more compact, flat, and uses less resources. All you will need properly are redstone repeaters. You need to have the redstone repeaters, however, because you can only power a single one with a redstone repeater, and, you know, redstone next to each other doesn't work. Basically, it doesn't work. So you need to have redstone repeaters, and you can have this nice little glass ceiling, so I can show you exactly what the hell is going on. So this light sensor will light, and it lights each one as the day progresses. Now this, you can get away with this because there is glass there and it is visible to the sky. So it all works out pretty well. So I might as well just actually, you know, test the thing and show you what it's all about. So here we go. The light is now coming up and it should be showing the first two. There we go. The first two. So I think that is a bit better. I don't really know what you think, but yeah. I guess that's just that. So there's nothing really more to say there. So moving on. So the second thing I showed you in that video, I think, was the automatic opening door. So I just had a light sensor on top. Now, while this isn't as simple, I think this is much cleaner, even though you do have this glass here, but that is merely just for me to show. You only need to have one glass and that's there. But as you can see here, this will open in the day and close in the night. And as you can see by the actual redstone, we have a light, we have a redstone repeater powering this door, powered by a light sensor. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that. There we go. It turns off when it's dark enough. You can see it's not giving a pulse. That's what happens when it becomes day. So that's pretty cool. It's not really an advancement of the last one, but I thought it was easier to show and make something a bit different about it by hiding it. So I thought that was something I'd like to cover. The next thing is the third thing I showed in the first video, which was waterfalls being stopped at day and night. So basically, when it becomes night, this waterfall will come out and stop you from walking up. But I decided to adapt the idea to, like, keeping out mobs, because this can keep out mobs and you can still walk underneath it and the water does not go on the right hand side because it's being blocked off for half slabs. That was a bit of a mouthful, so I'll go ahead and just demonstrate it, shall I? So it will go night, and look, oh, I'm a zombie or something and I'm being chased by a zombie. Oh, I'm just going to go through here. It's all going to be alright because there we go. There's our water. And now the zombie can't get up because it doesn't actually have any effort programmed into it to push against water. So all it will do is just do that, and it will go like that. So that's like that. And if you want to get there yourself, well, obviously that hasn't been taken into account, but you're in, and if you want to spend loads of time getting out, be my guest. But yeah, that's just a demonstration of a scenario you can put this sort of contraption into. So here on the right, we also have a more compact version because you can make this any size you want. This size usually has to be the same size. So I have half slab here taken away from that so that you can see that that is limiting it there. So it's kind of, if you want to get there a bit more quicker, but the exact features are still the same. So it's exactly the same. just a bit smaller. All part of the more compact theme, I'd say, of today's video. So, right. Next, we move on to this. It's the room with redstone lamps as light, like in the day. You know, like when you put lights on in your house, it's like that. But you don't have to press anything, so that's cool. Right, so let's go ahead and demonstrate it. So it's day, and they'll turn off. There we go. And at night, they'll turn on. Just like that. There we go. So if we go on up, we can see how this actually worked. So last time, there was one light sensor for each light on this roof. But now we only have one light sensor, and we have redstone repeaters. So the same thing applies. It pushes the redstone block out of the light, redstone lamp rather, so it can then depower it. And that is during the day, but at night it retracts itself because it doesn't have any power from this light sensor, and so lights it. So let's just go ahead and show the day version first. So I'll go ahead and push them apart when it's light enough. There we go. And at night it will go ahead and push them back in, just like that. Good, it works. So that's a much more simpler and much more symmetrically nice design. So it's all nicer and more compact. It definitely seems to take up less space and just generally looks nicer and costs less too. So many benefits all around. So the second last thing that I covered on my first video was automatic piston doors with light sensors. So basically how this thing worked was that redstone blocks get pushed by pistons, which then activate other pistons, which then push blocks to close doors at night. But the last one had multiple light sensors, and it had different directions of pistons, and it was all a bit messy. So I decided to recreate it, see if I could make it a teeny bit better in any way, and I think I came up with a solution. So let's just get rid of these, they're a bit obtrusive. So basically this light sensor powers both these sticky pistons, which pushes this redstone block off this piston in the day, which means these retract, and the same on the other side. So it's best to just go ahead and demonstrate. At night this happens, they close. Let's see that again, and they retract. At night they close, in the day they retract. At night they close, and at day they retract. So that's about that. That's just it's pretty simple, you know, nothing much to it. And yeah, it's a bit finicky trying to work out piston doors. Piston doors are always a bit ugh, but yeah, that's that. So time to move on to the last thing, and that is lamps, or whatever you want to call it. Lampshades. Lampshades? No, these are street lights. That's the word I was looking for. Street lights. Yeah, so these are street lights. So at night these would turn on, and they're definitely a sure sight better than my last ones. They were a bit clumsy. This kind of works in a reverse direction to my last ones, which actually pushed it on, and I think it pushed it on, or rather this is a more compact version of the previous one. So as you can see, it is now turning to night, and these will inevitably light. There we go. See, the redstone block is pushed back up, which lights them, and yeah, that's that. So, you know, not too much difference, but I feel it's a nice improvement. They definitely look a lot more nicer. So that's kind of the main good thing about that they look a lot more nicer. I thought I'd just go through and see, you know, if I could make any changes, and I just thought, yeah, there's quite a few here. I should just make a video on it again. So it's like a spiritual successor to the first one. So yeah, that's going to be all. So thank you so much for watching. My name's been Jackpixel, and I will see you next time.